Hey, it's the Friday build. We got the Jagdpanther, and we got
Way.
a Gary, and a Nodge, and a Timmy.
It's not Nodge today. It's the right way round today.
We can soon change that. Hang on. Let's see.
How are we all?
Teach you to better yourself.
You all good?
Yeah. I had a busy day today.
Are you up in the loft again?
No, I was working as a waitress. Yes, I was. Yeah, I was.
In a cocktail bar?
In a cocktail bar.
Oh, wow.
Working as a waitress. Yeah.
It's so hard not to sing that.
Yeah. You can just see Modmin's hand over the big red button.
I like your tagline as well, Tim. Friends don't let friends do PE.
Yeah. Well, I figure I don't have a channel, so I'll just put
random gag.
a PSA.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we corrected Nodge's name as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Better.
Lovely.
That's better.
Cool. So we have lots of chat to get through. Oh, there's no weight roast today because he's gone for a meal with his wife.
He's on a...
Which is lovely.
It's...
JT says, good morning, all.
Morning, JT. GM's in? Oh, not first again, I see. Well done. Hello there. Pull up a bale of hay and rust your ass.
Nice.
JT says, John, I had a talk with the carpet monster last night. We have an understanding. He'll give up the lost parts if I can understand the lessons he's teaching. More monster, less carpet in my place.
Oh, fair enough. And he says that Gary Markham, question mark.
Jim says, John T, you what? Them pills aren't working, are they? Or is they?
JT says, I'm beyond pills, lol.
Gary said, John T, I'll just get me gun.
Yeah. Paul Tank is in. He says, well, strangle me wurzels. Tain't worth nothing pills if they don't work.
Jim says, Paul T. Oi, don't you start. I'm still doing that laundry from last week. There we go.
Oh, dear. JT says, Australian Cockney.
And Timmy's just fallen down the well.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Paul says, you be one of them posh folk what does laundry.
Gary says, not Cockney, I'm Somerset here.
Somersetshire.
JT says, I reckon we should all have a pint together sometime.
Dear, the carnage.
That sounds delicious.
Paul says, JT, Osmank.
Paul says, pint of creme de menthe.
Make mine a creme de menthe frappe.
Hey, JT says, your choice, my treat.
I'll have a whiskey. Jem says, Paul, what be posh about sheep dip washing? There we go.
JT says, GM, waltzing Matilda too much? And they all want to burst into song, but they can't.
Paul says, them dags do havoc to the satin.
Jim says, I'd be drunk and scrumpy. Knowing that stuff you'd be sculling. No, that stuff you'd be sculling. Yeah.
And he says, who's that Matilda you're on about?
on a bar.
Paul says, Scrumpy, I had trouble getting off the floor a couple of times with that Aqua Vito.
Says, used to make my own brew using watermelon, raisins, and a bag of sugar. If you got your sight back, that was a bonus.
GM says, Paul T, you want to try that soju dumb Korean swimming in? Oh,
I think that's a Korean drink.
Soju slaps. It's so good.
JT says, you guys have me playing Slim Dusty's Waltzing Matilda.
oh, there are better versions.
None of which we can sing.
Yeah.
No.
PM says, Paul T, you cooking moonshine, eh? This can't
Paul
go
says, yes, good old Slim. Pub with no beer was my fave.
You guys want to say, GM, it took the enamel off your teeth, if you got it right. Wow.
Thanks for sharing Australian Cockney with me. Neat seeing. Is it taught in school or like in Germany? Plattdeutsch is spoken at home. Standard German in school. He's just taking the mick. It's not a real thing.
GM says, do it take off chrome off trailer hitches then?
Paul says, that is the special reserve batch.
Oh, nice. GM says, that guarantee need new pills.
Speaking of which, he says, Paul listening to Pub with no beer.
GM says, Paul T, I needs a gallon or two. How much?
JT, Oz is more like, did you bring a beer on? It's pretty close.
Yeah. Yes. David of the Valleys is in. He says, morning all, hope you're well in whatever time of day is with you all. Yes.
Morning,
Carrying in.
David.
Yes.
Morning. JT says, I should post comments in Plattdeutsch. Laugh out loud. You could, but nobody would be able to pronounce them.
No.
David of the Valley says, day off from the paddling pool.
No.
Paul says, GM, all you need is watermelon, raisins, and sugar.
GM says, guarantee post money at better. Better.
Callum's in. He says, evening all. Hello, Callum.
That
Ooh.
reminds
Hello,
me.
Callum.
That reminds me, Callum being in, I've got to join their Discord.
Yes. And they've released their new podcast today.
Ooh.
Duds of War.
Have to listen to that one as well.
It's about the Mars automatic pistol this time.
Very good.
JT says, Gary, money good friend?
And Julian says, morning, JT, GM, Paul, you and Daphne okay? Or Paul, you and Daphne okay? Sorry, I was looking at my instructions for a strange plastic thing I've got on my desk.
Paul says, GM not wrong with the golden splendors.
Gary says, be right back. Copy time here.
JT says, all the multiple Garys, I feel like I'm at Yo-Yo Bin in Buckaroo Bonsai, where all the workers are named John.
Yep. And Paul says, Julian, things is okay, mate. And you?
Duke's in. He says, g'day, all you beautiful people.
G'day, Jukey.
Paul says, what a classic. Buckaroo Banzai. Buckaroo Banzu.
Patrick says, good day, everyone.
Patrick.
Oi.
All right,
And
dude.
Paul says, The Duke.
Hey, John's got orange ones.
And they're on.
The marigolds.
Well, Kevin Trainer says, "G'day, everyone."
Oh, it's all gone wrong now.
God, Tim's just not paying attention, is he?
Yeah.
JT says, Paul, history is made at night. Character is what you are in the dark. Favourite Lord John Wolfin quote.
Okay.
And Bob says, well, I just got back from a wasted morning at the medics in time to greet all and sundry and assist in chaos if I can stay awake.
Matt Mook says hello to all on panel and all in chat.
Hey, Matt.
JT says, Robert, I hope all's well.
Bob says, Buckaroo Bonsai, time to pull it off the shelf for an airing.
And Joe's in. He says, good morning, afternoon, evening to all. It's Friday.
It is.
Paul says, Bob, been there, done that, mate.
Scott's in. He says, g'day, everyone.
Hey, Scott.
Hello,
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
Tiff says, good evening, everyone. Welcome and hit the like button if you don't mind, please. I couldn't do it because I was trying not to laugh.
Yeah. I thought you were actually channeling Tiff there for a moment.
Bob says, hi, John. T. Dunno about all being well till 10 to 14 days later, waiting for results.
I've just realised, Gary, your camera's switched around.
It's the right way around now.
Yeah.
I've just switched it.
Ah.
JT says, how you doing, Mr. Morris, Mikey, and John? Excited about today's chat.
Yeah.
Excited is probably an understatement.
Philip Page is in. He says, good evening, guys, girls.
Yeah.
Duke says, was that the Blue Oyster Club, John?
Don't know. Oh, working as a waitress at the cocktail bar. Oh, I see. Yeah, it was. Were you there?
I'm going to swap you two around. There you go.
Oh.
And you'll see why in a sec when the comments go down. In fact, I swap. Yeah. Swap us two around as well.
It's like playing Foursquare.
I thought you were going to say something else.
What?
Okay, so whose turn is it now? We don't know because we're confused everything. I'll go. Bob says, mind you, I was getting odd looks in the waiting room, maybe because I was wearing a Pimp My Heathen t-shirt. Nice. Oh, yeah, because it's a devil in a wheelchair, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot that's on the merch stuff.
Oh. I think it's Gary's turn.
Duke says, I hope...
We'll go to Timmy. Go on.
Oh, now we're reversing the order.
Yeah.
I hope Timmy reads this one.
Oh. No, you have to actually try harder than that. You have to touch cotton.
Playing Uno.
Who's to say I didn't?
Julian says, if the Matildas are waltzing, Monty will be well pissed off. Oh, not those Matildas.
So is it me now?
Why not?
Bob says, Lordy, it's almost like being back home in Devonshire with added Cornish for Mum. I'm completely confused now.
David of the Valley says, good afternoon, Tiff, and all on screen. Have a bit of a nightmare with the computer at the moment.
Jules says, evening, Duke.
Joe then says, Mikey, wife is asking, who selected the entrance music to the live stream?
I did. I made the whole thing.
Get him. Yeah.
And Tiff's put up the Duds of War link.
Cool. Julian says, Nine Platt Deutsch, Herr Thompson. Mikey Nick sprechen is very well. There we go.
Right.
Julian says, I'm good, thanks, Paul.
JT says, all you need is lube.
Julian says, would Buckaroo... No, I can't do it now. Would Buckaroo Bonsai be a very small horse? Dad joke
Are you,
number
are
7.
you shrinking, Gary? You seem to be going lower and lower in your camera. There you go. You started off at the top and ended up like here. JT says, feels like volleyball with a rotation of people. Lol.
Ah,
Joe says, we both love it.
Ah, good. So, if you haven't noticed, top 2 are wearing green, bottom 2 wearing dark colours, and it's going
okay.
youngest to oldest.
Ah,
Except when Tim's facing the wrong way. So he looks like he's got his back to
Nothing
everyone.
unusual there.
Hang on. I can fix that. Boom.
boom.
There
Gross.
we go. Excellent.
All right.
Makes difference if I did. Hey, there we go.
Now we can kiss.
Now we're all now we all look like your friends. Yay! Look, Tim.
Yay.
Yay!
Yeah.
You can be trapped there waiting forever. All right. Ah!
Yeah, God, yeah.
So Julian says the swapping is like an adult version of Connect 4, or Simon says. Although what the hell Simon is saying is anyone's guess.
It
Is it me again?
is.
But we'd finished. John says,
Me.
He says, adult version, lol.
Well,
Cool. Right, onto the bench.
boom. On the bench.
Hooray.
Right. So,
Ooh,
apparently I got complaints from my Telford crew yesterday that they couldn't see a lot of what was going on my bench.
oh yeah.
is that because you had it on top of your head again?
Well, occasionally, apparently, they could see a hand. So I do apologise for that. Oops.
So you should. You horrible little bugger. Julian says, Shelfie, maybe your chair's dropping.
Oh, Jake did come up here last night to use the loo, apparently, so he might have sabotaged my chair.
That's always a possibility. I can't really do anything on the YAG, so I'm going to start on the crew.
Okay.
There is 3D printed parts being printed as we speak.
There are.
Now I've finally got off my arse and sorted out my printer.
Hurrah!
To be fair, I was going to do it the other day, but I had to go to a physio appointment with Marion,
Mm-hmm.
which did not go well.
Pardon me. There.
For those that didn't tune in on Monday, I made a bit more progress on the YAG to get the last of the PE
Oh, crikey. That's an ad for a
done
big
and in.
PE company, isn't it? That's amazing. A lot of work.
Yeah. So that's all. That's all done. So onto the wheels. Get those assembled.
That's really nice.
Really nice.
Hmm.
Very good.
Oh, no.
Where's the stabby cover?
I've got that on backwards. Oh,
I
dear.
can't actually do any physical painting on my YAG yet because my paints won't arrive till tomorrow.
There. That's no good.
However, I can do some work on some accoutrement for it.
C'est magnifique.
And then
Julian,
later on today, when I'm sat downstairs in my comfy chair with my blanket over my knees, I shall be working on the composition for the diorama.
wonderful. Julian says, JT, I dread to think what they would be connecting. You were. And JT says, Julian rolling on the floor like Cartman. And Julian says, what printer do you have, Shelfie?
The sake, my God, won't work today. The AnyCubic Mono X2.
Yeah.
Would you
There you
believe that? That's how I put them on. I did. They're backwards. Bloody hell!
What?
I put my these two wheels on backwards. They go in that way.
Good job they weren't glued on, isn't it?
Well, they are glued on. It's just the glue hadn't set yet. But my God, I'm just not paying attention.
No, it's just standard, isn't it? You've got to put something on the wrong way round. Let's,
Bullshit. Anyway,
Patrick says, "Okay, I will say it. That looks really good, John." I was looking for, those wheel stencils that you got.
The circle gauge.
Yes, I was looking for one of them the other night. I can't find one.
Yeah, I've been looking for one for ages. It's in this room somewhere, but can I find it? Can I buggery?
These came with the photo etch, so I've got little ones for the wheels.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
cool.
So I might give those a go.
Why not? Make life easier. Right. So, JT says Stewie Griffin likes the wheels. Ooh, this plastic feels a bit cheap for mini art. It's unusual.
Mini fart.
Yeah. GM says, Bobby, oi! After working all night sorting mail, I finally found your parcel. Very interesting 3D printed items you made, etc. Has anyone built a Strange Beasts kit yet? No, sir. Right. Him and him. No. Yeah, him and him. Maybe. Julian, Nodge, did you just say you put something on backwards again? And you've just done two more? Twice in one stream? Are you conducting a preemptive strike on the occasion? You can't be an
idiot. Guilty as charged, sir.
So him and him are going to be stood outside.
All right. Wheels in place. I'll paint those ones later. They're just going to be dark yellow. Right.
He's going to be loading.
Put these two. I'll go and put this between two books so they dry straight. Back in a sec.
JT says, "Nice bee work to me. Would have gone nuts doing all of that. I wish I could do that. Amazing."
Yeah, it just took a while, but I've wrapped my head around it now. So, I'm happy it's done. And now more PE down the line doesn't seem so daunting.
David the Valleys says, "Wow, that does look amazing, Tim."
It does. Probably
Thanks,
double
Matt.
the bloody weight of the model as well.
Yeah. Problem is now ours will just look shit in comparison. Damn you, Timmy.
Well, you see, I'm going on the basis that mine will look shit anyway, so.
Jim says, "Bobby, why are there 3 strange beasts in the box?"
And back.
Jim says, "Greetings to all on screen and in chat."
Hey, Jim.
Hello,
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim. Julian says, "Agreed, David. That looks great, Tim." Bob says, "Gary, I have built a sidewinder and forward walker. Unsure if the first batch I sent out has been forwarded to the recipients yet." Ew. Julian says, "GM, I need to ring Specsavers. I misread that and added R to beasts."
Strange breasts.
Yes. JT says, "Gary, how does the Jagdpanther look today?" Kind of Jagdpantherish.
Yeah, if you're asking me, it's
Oh yeah, put them on.
It's coming together nicely. It's got a nice primer coat on it. I'm just adding a few extra bits, and I'll give them a quick blast with primer.
Excellent.
And then hopefully next week I can do barrel, which is printing as we speak.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Benj.
That's not Benj.
No,
Nothing.
that's one of mine.
Ah,
Who should not be balking.
Who will be executed at dawn? Drew says, "Morning, Jim Stripe Skunk." JT says, "John, the wheel on the tanks go round and round and round."
and I hear they do that all day long.
Yeah. JT, John, the wheels on. Oh, I've just read that one. Bob says, "Well, Gary, one for you. Then I didn't know what to do with the last two. I had so bright idea. Spread the fun overseas." Nice. Bob says, "Unsure if Julian and David had commenced theirs." Julian says, "JT, the wheels on Nodge's tank probably go on the other side." And Zane Von Day says, "Hi lads from Western Australia. I took myself out on a training walk 3 weeks ago, went down in a pothole with all my FSMO field service marching order, about 60 kilos of kit on, and broke my kneecap in half." Oh, gee.
Oh, no.
Ouch. Oh boy.
Oh, my God.
I've done that with 20 kilos. That was enough. Luckily, I didn't break my leg. I just
I
sprained
was
my
going to
ankle.
say, but did you break your kneecap in half?
No. My foot just went down a rabbit hole and I went over.
I
So I was running down a hill at the time.
I hope, Zane, you're on the road to recovery, sir.
Well, he says, just got out of hospital yesterday, almost 3 weeks in, almost went batty. Oh, never go batty.
Wow.
Always take a modelling kit with you when you go in hospital.
Yeah. June says, "Not yet, Bob. We'll do after 3 start sets and the Virago you sent me." And he also says,
Oh,
"Hi,
the
Zane."
Virago. Oh,
Yes.
well, Modders is the queen of the Virago. I gave up on the one I had.
Where the hell are the numbers on this thing? Mini art.
One of the few kits
Oh.
I gave up with. Not one of those is bloody spray.
All the...
Leaves
Yeah.
are brown.
No, it's good. Oh, and the sky's grey.
B3 and B.
Do you know what? I was
Zane
working
went
for
for a
Fortress.
walk.
What are you talking about, Wallace? Okay, that one. Okay. Gotcha.
Do you know, I'm actually falling back in love with Contactia glue.
Oh, yeah. I've
I'm
never
starting
fallen out.
I'm starting to prefer it over extra thin.
You must have had another stroke or something.
No. Not yet. I must be due one, but
There's houses you can go to that. Houses of ill repute. On with the comments. Zane says, "Hi, Julian." Paul Tank says, "Hi, Zane, fellow sand groper." And then there's his glove wave. Zane says, "Jagdpanther, a beautiful kit." Yeah. It's
It
fun.
is.
it was till I got my hands on it.
JT says, "Could you imagine Roger the Alien and Klaus building models? Found a good Roger building models meme." There we go. Zane says, "Hi, Paul." David says, "Not as yet, Bob." He's been busy at the paddling pool, David.
Roger the Alien. I thought that there was a scene from Galaxy Quest.
It's from American Dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not something I watch.
That's because you got no class.
Jake watches that.
That's because he has class.
And Family Guy and Rick and Morty.
What the hell? Okay. GM says, Bobby, I thought you might sneak in 1, but 3. The instructions talk about encouraging children to build these. You guys seen these things? I need an engineering degree to sort these things out. That's why we have a Timmy. Joe says, in love with contactor glue, Gary? Poor Marion. Zane says, transplanted Kiwi, 11 plus years in the New Zealand Defence Force, Royal New Zealand Infantry Regiment, Para 3 years, Mortars 3 years, and infantry companies. Nice.
Oh, well played, Zane.
Yeah. JT says, Gary, did you watch Combat?
Are we talking me or
I don't know. There's too many Garys.
GM or
Kevin says, I need another coffee. Be right back.
Mm-hmm.
JT says, Combat was a popular TV show here. Yeah. Well,
that's side to the Marley, but spotted it straight away.
Yeah, he was talking to you, Gary. Oh.
All right. No, never seen Combat.
I rather get the impression this is some rather old styrene. And not
in your
at
mini
all-
art kit.
Yeah. It's not at all mini art's usual normal quality. Or
So just put the little noggins on these 2 runners.
yeah.
They hold the
The dinguses.
side skirts on, I think. Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
dingus. So they want you to do the track in XF56.
Zane says the bloody barrel on a Yag was a beast. Yeah.
Right.
Gary knows
Fuck
he's printing off.
Say again.
I said, Gary knows he's printing some off.
Printing as we speak.
Yeah. Because he's good like that.
Printing off several shells, several German Shepherd dogs with a helmet on. Right.
Joe says, loved Combat and Rat Patrol too.
So
Really?
what colour?
Bob says, get it. If you need more, let me know. Since those were dispatched, another Sidewinder and 2 more forward marches have arrived. JT says, Gary Morris was Victory at Sea popular in England?
I believe I've seen that. I don't know how popular it was, but I think I've seen some of those. The ones I like were Battlefield. They did quite a lot of good documentaries about Second World
I
War
thought the
II.
one
They
you
did
liked was Coronation.
Battlefield Vietnam. That was very good.
I thought the ones you liked were stuff like the Queen's coronation and things.
11 years before I was born, mate.
Yeah, that's what you tell us.
Patrick says I stopped using contactor after having joints fail. I only use extra thin now. Interesting. And Zane says, I'm hoping they do a season 3 of SAS Rogue Heroes. I can tell you now, Zane, season
already
3
are.
is in production already.
Yes.
Has to be one of the best series the BBC have produced lately. In fact, it's probably the only decent series the BBC has produced.
Yeah. And if you wait for it to come out on DVD, you don't need a TV license to watch it.
Yeah.
Bob says, don't remember ordering them. Help me, please. June says, PMSL, just seen cut down. If you want to talk to God, go to church. If you want to see him, text whilst driving. Yeah. Jim says, BBC, enjoying the cleanup that comes with all the mini art figure sets. I had a few in my stash, but sold them off. Glad I did. It's not that bad, to be honest. It's not bad. GM says, Julian, laughed my ass off. Zane says, looks like I've got a wee bit of time in my hands to start chipping away at my plastic pile of shame.
Well, there you go, mate. What better time?
Yeah. June says, Zane, unlikely unless they do one covering their operations in France in 44. That's exactly what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
It's already been started filming.
Yeah.
Tiff says, I've never had issues with Contactor.
No, she didn't. She said, I've never had issues with Contactor.
Yeah. See, not me this time, modders. JT says, Guy Morris, I love the British series, The World at War.
Very good series, but it's a bit dated now.
Yes.
It's remarkable. I think.
Yes.
Paul says, very true, JT.
I'm going to have to do some swaying.
Oh, no. Zane says, I think they got Paddy Mayne right, apart from his height and size.
There's been a lot of criticism how Paddy Mayne is portrayed. But I tend to agree with you, Zane.
Yeah. I say, take it for what it is, a program based on history, not a documentary.
Mm.
That's my point of view. People need to stop stressing out over shit like that. GM says, Bobby, there's a lot of material in the 3D items. Could they not be made hollow? That poor surface pen holder, all locked up behind bars. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you mean this one?
Huh.
It's all right once you take the supports off.
Positively disgusting.
I'm looking forward to painting that.
I've still
Not
got
sure.
my lion to paint.
Oh, I've got a whole raft of things to paint.
It's probably looking forward to getting painted.
Yeah.
You can't trust Smurfs. You look in their eyes, they look like sweaty little perverts.
Callum says, they do say at the start of each episode that it's not a history lesson. Exactly. People need to stop getting hung up on crap like that. Just enjoy the show. We've got 28 people watching. Sweet.
28 people with nothing better to do on a Friday.
Yeah, other than lube and subscribe, obviously. Oh, I just realised that's slightly wrong size.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll do
Come on.
that. JT says, how's Tiff's pre-Smurf Smurfette coming? Thinks she's doing
a very good job on it.
Yeah. Bob says, Gary, the 3D items are only 20% filled to save filament and weight. Yeah. Kevin says, I'm back.
Here's Johnny.
Speaking of Johnny, he says, Tim, Herbert the Smurf. Hey, Chris. Paul says, Mikey, that's what you call a bong. Hey, Timmy, he's such a big, strong man. TBG says, hi, everyone. Hi, everybody.
Hi, TBG.
Hello.
Hey, TBG. Bob says, the infill is hexagonally tapered. Aussie Ian Ziddy says, happy Friday all. Hello, Aussie Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Zane says, Paddy Mayne is a personal idol for me, so as soon as I read Rogue Warrior of the SAS by Roy Bradford, he was a larger-than-life figure. It was the piece that affected him. He was in his element in 39:45. Yeah. Some people are just naturally mentally set up for stuff like that, aren't they? But I think it tends to be common across a lot of soldiers that have been to war, though. Is they're okay during the war. It's when they come home and they've got time to think and time for things to come back in their heads. That's when they start struggling. June says, I won't get into the depiction of Paddy Mayne as I gave my opinion on the stream yesterday. Tiff says, it's going good. Made some 2mm spikes out of milliput yesterday. Milliput. Jim says, yes, that one, Mikey. I was thinking to keep it locked up just to annoy the Smurf fans. Sperm counter keeps changing the surface thing. Oh, sperm counter. Not sperm counter. The sperm counter. Oh, dear. JT says, Timmy, that would make him Herbert the Smurfet.
Yes.
Smurfette. Junie says, Zane, I'm currently reading Damian Lewis's trilogy about Paddy Mayne and the SAS. Well recommended. There you go. Zane says, awesome, Julian. Okay, so this guy isn't going to be a radio operator. He's going to be the one leaning out the back, loading the shells. So I need to put his arms on. Take that off there. He's going to be stood leaning through there.
Geez, you guys weren't joking. These wheels are a bit bloody boring.
Yeah. Jay says, Tiff, would those spikes be to stab voodoo dolls or Mikey and Nodge? Very good, Julian. Oh no, I need to make a step for him to stand on. That's annoying. Jem says, thanks, Bobby. I can see you put a lot of work into these items. Well done, mate. Yeah. Unconventional but fun.
Oops.
Right. No need to put this guy's arms on. Tiff says, Julian, stop revealing my master plan.
Jeez, Tiff, you sound like your voice is breaking a bit.
Julie says, laughing my ass off, Tiff.
Okay. Yeah, so for my diorama, I wanted some extra guys, so I went and purchased a Tamiya 135th German mortar team.
All right.
So, yeah, I'll be using them in a couple different sort of positions. So this bloke here, he's the one that I have the least idea of.
Putting behind the guy on his knees.
Yeah. Well, this bloke here, he's going to be on the back of the Yag, sort of, talking either in the hatch or talking to someone on the ground. This bloke here is going to be like looking in the tracks and stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe there was a rock or something. He's just having a look. This bloke here, I've cut that hand off and flipped it around, and instead of hanging a mortar, he is going to be erecting a.
Why don't you have him setting up the mortar? The guy that's on all fours?
Yeah.
Why don't you just have him knelt behind the mortar setting it up?
Because I don't want to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Tell him, Finn.
The mortar is already going to be set up, and basically this dude is going to be holding a pole. So he's in the middle of erecting the
or he could be making
the scrim net kind of over the mortar emplacement position. Yeah. And then this dude's just, I don't know, relaying some sort of order. So yeah, I had to play with the layout and stuff yesterday, and I'm pretty happy. And then this will be in the position with boxes and stuff around in like a depression with that scrim net kind of going over the top. Obviously not directly over the top of the firing angle, but it should look cool.
Yeah.
Super.
Assume the position.
We have more comments. Ah, shit. Tiff says, "Hey, man, me balls are finally dropping to me." Bob says, "Gary, it was very hard work grabbing, slicing, then pushing prints on the printer. Oh, in case no one realizes, sarcasm." Drew says, "Methinks there may now be a voodoo doll of Tim being plain." Jim says, "Tim, the mortar the merrier." He's here all week, people. Luckily, it's Friday. Julie says, "Planned even."
Don't forget to tip your waitress. In a
Don't forget to take the waitress.
Yeah.
You get to take the waitress home with you. Ooh la la.
Well, yeah. He's disappointed when he found out it was me.
Yeah.
Cocktail bar.
Marley Minogue.
Kylie Marley again.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey.
Bob says, "Tiff, little polyballs." Oh dear.
I hope they get better.
I'm sure she can get a cream for that.
Oh.
Bob
There's
says,
the little.
say, "Left caps lock on again."
Not a 3.
Tiff says, Zane says, "I've got Wargaming Sand Table I made in my backyard. I've got 5 LRDG trucks, 135, 4 Willys Jeeps, and I'll do a bit of a diorama." Nice.
That would look cool.
That would look very cool.
Very good.
You should show us the pictures of it. That would look awesome.
Be interested to see that.
Because we have a Discord. Discord.
You're making Discord sound exciting.
It is when Timmy tells us all about it. Isn't it, Tim?
I'm just here to work on my model, mate.
Leanne, humble dwarf.
GM says, "We did notice, Bobby, that you packed the box so well that none of us could get all the items back in. I think the roll of plastic bubbles could cover a single bed." Good old Bob. Paul says, "What did Kermit say at Jim Henson's funeral?" Nothing. Very good. Zane says, "The table is 4 foot by 6 foot." That's a big gaming table. Have you finished dying?
No.
Oh, clean up the mess after you then. Jim says, "Armour Geek Rivet counter comment. The mortar team is in pre-1943 uniforms." Oh no.
Well, they didn't get time to go back and get some more kit, so...
Yeah, I actually have a reason for that, which I don't really care about.
It's my model, and I like it.
I preferred I preferred those uniforms. And if I got to look at it, I don't want to look at my hand-painted splotch camo and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I would be annoyed, and I would keep taking them off, and I would keep repainting them until eventually I went and hulked out. But yes, so to literally anyone that will ever be in my house, I can point at it and they'll go, "Ooh, Germans," and I just say yes. If I ever get called out on it, I'll eat my hat.
Well, this thing, unless you go to shows, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, nah. It's just,
Nobody's ever going to see it. Except from all these lovely people on YouTube.
Except the whole world on YouTube, yeah.
yeah. Well, I also really wanted to paint
I think the whole world's a bit ambitious, John. We're on 27 people.
I really
maybe a
wanted
few
to paint
hundred.
the green and that sort of brownish grey sort of uniform. Because like I've painted Africa Corps and sort of off that.
Field grey uniform. It's like greeny grey.
Yeah, I just I had the choice between like the later war infantry, and they were all in poses that were less sort of versatile and stuff, and I like the uniform less. I was like, it's for me.
You do you, Timmy.
On another subject.
You.
Well, it's not. It's on the same subject. It's this model. Tamiya call out for the tracks. Is asking you to paint them metallic grey.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do a metallic grey.
No, they'd have been steel.
All right.
Without looking at the box, I can't tell properly, but they would have been steel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had no rubber on it, so it would have been steel. So chainmail, bit of highlights in steel on the actual contact surfaces.
Not sure whether I've got any steel.
Or take the Tim approach and just do whatever you want and paint them bright pink.
Well, if you're doing it in snow anyway, you can just have them covered in mud.
Well, this is true. This is very true. What's that?
Zane says, did they do an African Corps mortar crew? Africa Corps. African Corps.
Good question. I'm not sure. They do include a color there for the dark yellow.
Yeah.
But steel.
Yeah.
I have oily steel.
Okay, so Andy from Andy Hobbies headquarters. I'll get to this again when we do the tracks, but the way he reckons, or the way he does it, which I've tried and I quite like, is NATO black overall, and then spray lightly with a diluted mix of 50% NATO brown, 40% NATO black with a little bit of 10% of flat red. Two coats of flat coat just to lock that in. Then a desert dust wash as a fixer with light sienna and burnt sienna and European earth pigments. Dark pigment on road wear points. Well, I think it really works. And it's a different tank, but I'll just show you how it turns out.
Don't forget, any paint or anything on the tracks would have worn off quite quickly.
Yeah.
So it would be down to the natural metal.
Yeah. But yeah, I think having those that variation in like browns and reds and stuff kind of pressed into the crevices, and things dry and then they're wet in other spots and stuff like that.
I do like that.
I can't see. Right.
So that's the that effect, and I could put that on Discord if you like. But this is the Whippet, the first build we did on the channel, in fact, and that's how the tracks come out. And I think they look pretty bloody good. Like they've been trundling around Europe.
Yeah, they do look good. Yeah,
all right.
I like that.
Yeah, but when we do the tracks, I'm gonna keep mine the rubber tracks, but I'll paint them up that way.
Yeah, I don't think any of us got the individually linked.
Well,
No.
the wheels bored me. There's no way I want to use like 2 pins on every single link, or 4 or whatever, Yeah, I'd just go crazy, I think.
I thought about ordering one and then getting it in just because I did all that PE, and I'm like, nah. I can always just snip the track off down the line if I really want to, but
yeah, right.
Yeah. Bob says, Gary, didn't want things rattling around and breaking. John says, what made tennis players so tough? They had a lot of balls. Junior says, be right back, Kara here. All right, buddy. My shipment from Jadlands has been dispatched.
Ooh.
Tiff has put the Discord link in. Your order is on its way. Super.
I think I'm going to order something from Jedlams. I can get it from Hannon's, but they send things at double the postage price to Australia as Jedlam do.
Yeah.
So the 4-wheel drive MO truck, I think I'll get from Jedlams.
Oh, yeah. The ICM one.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Jim says, I find working on AFV suspension parts quite a therapeutic exercise. The quiet redundancy of cleaning and installing the parts is an enjoyable process for me. I think when I do the Tiger, I'll probably try and get metal tracks from, and then I'll dip them in the what's it called, tarnishing solution thing. Bob says,
Chatting away on mute.
did I send the PDFs of what things are supposed to look like to you, Gary? As in GM. I'm assuming. Bob says, might assist with mini solar system. Duke says, I'll know Timmy. TVD says, Dark Iron. We are well behind. Zane says, I've also got an AFV Club 135 Scorpion and an M113. I'm going to do in Kiwi colours, so hard to paint. The guys in DPM on their uniforms. Nice. DPM is actually a lot easier to paint than what people think. Duke says, John, I have a packet of Cafe Latte Deluxe Tim Tams.
I'm on the way around.
Do share. I hope you've got enough for everybody there, Duke.
Oh, I just realised.
Oh, God. Super glue everywhere, except where I want it.
Jim says to Timmy, no worries, Tim. Just having a bit of fun regarding the mortar team uniforms. I know of model groups that freak out over such things. Yeah, sometimes I'd like to do things like that just to freak people out anyway.
Yeah, it's for sure. That's why you're one of my main resources for the X's and O's and stuff. Like if I want something, down to the nuts and bolts to be accurate, you're always my guy to go to, Jim.
JT says, Timmy, pink was the actual colour of USAF trousers. Called them pink. And Zane says,
oh, go on.
Go on.
No, go on.
Zane says, rusty brown on the tracks. Yeah. As Mikey made the point, I could paint them sky blue pink really because I'm going to cover them up in mud and snow and crap. So, yeah. Philip says, close to midnight, time for bed. See you on the replay. Cheers, Philip. Have a good night.
Yeah, Philip.
And Jim says, nice colour combination on the wicket tracks, John Marley. Yeah. Very good. Wilson says, have any of you used Panzer putty or an equivalent as a masking technique for camos? Now, I was talking to Mikey before we went live about that AK masking putty, the one that people couldn't get on with because it doesn't hold its shape for very long. And I watched a guy who used it successfully by rolling it out really thin, then cutting the shape he wanted and putting it on the tank or whatever to get the pattern, and it held its shape because he'd rolled it so thin.
Aha.
And now I can't find my bloody tin of masking putty because I want to try it. So I've had it, but I never used it because of the issues that was with it.
Yeah, I use an SMS version of the same stuff. As you say, it's quite elastic, and it does just, if you put it on somewhere, certainly in some Australian heat or whatever, it'll just go and melt. You need to be quick, but it's really good for quick sprays, I think, touch-ups.
JT says, if the French cooked on a 2B, would that be a barbecue? God. To boldly go says, John Whippets it out. Yes, he has got history for whipping it out. And Zane's chuckling away to himself there. Jim says to Zane, I used to work with Rusty Brown.
Oh. Somehow we all knew that, Jim.
Devo? Is that Devo? Am I saying that right? Or Devo?
Yeah.
Devo.
Oh, Devo's devastated?
Yeah.
Or Devo's in
You got to
devolution?
be down with the kids to understand it.
All right. GM says, Bobby, PDFs. You did send a PDF on 3D items on offer, but nothing on the solar system model. I cannot see that at the moment. I can't see it at the moment how it assembles. The other PDFs about offers will not load, so not to worry. And Duke says, I'm going to do a Tim Tam slam just for you, John.
Oh, you bastard. Don't do it. It's not right.
And Columbus says, also, Mikey, my British tanker figures arrived for my planned Falklands scimitar.
Excellent. Well done.
GM says, my staff have been trudging through all day to look at your 3D cats. The Smurf behind bars makes them laugh. Phil's in. Says, hi all. Hi, Phil.
All right, Phil. All right, big Phil.
Hey up.
Phil says, char grilled.
Hey, up. There we go.
Char grilled. Wolf says, good to know about that putty. As someone who doesn't have an airbrush yet, I'm going to start off with using the putty to get the stripes I want on my Jagdpanther.
I use blue tack.
You can use blue tack. White tack is better because it doesn't leave a residue.
Yeah.
JT says, Phil with a broiler, char broiled.
The joke that keeps on giving.
And Jim says to Will, for what it's worth, I have a limited use. I have a limited use for masking putties. Freehand airbrushing works better for me. Yeah, I'm not sure whether my hands, the shakes, could do the freehand airbrushing. Maybe it's something I'll try on a bit of plastic.
God, Tim, will you stop fighting
falling
that
down the well again? He's only just got him out.
Sorry, I dropped my scalpel.
John. Bloody hell!
Drop your John.
What you use? What you using as a scalpel? A cookery?
Bloody hell, we've got 33 people watching.
Crikey.
Nothing better to do on a Friday.
Where did we get up to?
It-
Ian says, I use raw umber most of the time when painting the metal on track links. They are then painted rusty colours and then mud and dirt.
Interesting, yes. Raw umber.
I just go for as simple as possible.
Yes, darling?
Sorry, I was yawning.
For example, there's mine. Look it.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
Oh.
See, doing muddy.
Oh,
Oh.
good builds, weren't they? Really enjoyed that.
Yeah. There you go.
My Whippet is in the roof now, safely protected in a plastic box.
Yeah. Mine's dusty.
Yeah, I've got plaster dust on everything here because of the renovation work.
Oh wow, 35 people watching. Welcome. Welcome.
Well,
I don't think we've had that many people watch before.
the pub's all shut or something.
Must be. Paul says, Mal, my son just sent me some pics of 5 Austin K2s in 1 285th scale, all different schemes. Nice. I got the Gecko 135 scale one of them. JT says, is the joke that keeps on giving a good thing or a bad thing? Good point.
Good thing. My view is if it's not funny the first time, keep telling the same crappy joke. It gets funnier every time.
It really doesn't.
It does.
Well,
Yeah, it's sort of a death by 1,000 cuts kind of mentality.
Yes.
God, get on there.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Wilf says, yes, Jim, I imagine for more solid stripes, not sure what to call it. Putty is fine, but if you want the colours to fade into each other, you want an airbrush. Yeah. What you do is do the putty and then take the putty off and then blend in the edges. Which is how you get it to blend in together. Jim says, Timmy, sounds like you're in a dungeon somewhere. Are you? Yes. Modders is in the dungeon today, isn't she? She's downstairs in the dungeon. That's why you can't hear her scream.
That was just me clanking and dropping things and trying to be quick.
Yeah. Jim said, Gary Morris, I too have the shakes. Use my right hand to steady the left whilst airbrushing and it works out okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, I'll try that. I have got a lot better since I changed to a trigger airbrush.
Yeah. Julian says, GM, there's the link to the Solar System 3D build page. There we go. JT says, John, you need a plaster blaster.
A blaster?
Yeah. Julian says, you mean the Oshita joke? That's been quite a while. Not giving as much anymore.
No, I'm still laughing at it. I thought of it yesterday. I was on a travel at a shopping centre and I started giggling to myself.
And people thought, yeah,
it shouldn't be funny
they let him out
anymore.
the house, did they? Did they start looking around for your carer?
Yeah.
GM says, Julian, thank you. I did think just a picture of an assembled kit would be enough. There you go. John says, Jim, could you use a tool rest like that on a lathe? Probably. Tiff says, hey, Timmy, man. Timmy's my right. Renfield. What the bloody hell is Renfield?
What the hell was that?
Yeah, it was rubbish. Renfield was Dracula's human.
His
okay.
Oh, so,
Renfield.
oh, so not like Penfold was to Danger Mouse then.
Played by Tom Waits in the Francis Ford Coppola version, Dracula.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it. JT says, John, for the plaster dust for your model.
Oh, plaster duster. I'll Google that a bit later on, John. Because I had a Dyson until 2 days ago. It literally broke.
Can't even get the Dyson to suck.
Well, the plasterer brought his Dyson around earlier today, and his broke as well. No word of a lie. Different faults. It's got a blockage.
You're just cursed then, aren't you?
Really?
Jim says, Wilf, surprisingly for me, my hand shakes even more when brush painting. So if I ever hand paint camo, the putty blue tack will have a purpose. There we go.
Oh.
Julian says, Jem, there's a photo of one assembled on that page. Jim says, that's a thought, John. Thank you. John says, Tiff. Yes, master. Yes, master.
Yes, master.
Jim says, my favourite portrayal of Renfell will always be Dwight Fryer.
Dwight Fry.
I don't know. I know I watched Dracula Dead and loving it.
Sort of.
Other than that, those sort of films don't really interest me.
Oh, wonderful book. I love it.
My favourite Fry is Don Fry.
Mine's Hannah Fry.
Mine's Deep Fry.
Actually, I take it back here. Deep Fry is my favourite.
My daughter likes horror films, apparently. She likes watching films like It and things like that.
Oh, because it's wonderful.
It was just daft, wasn't it?
The Tim Curry one was so much better.
I thought it was just daft.
Oh,
I can't help, when I'm watching a horror film, I can't help but go, why would you go there knowing that this is wrong? This is stupid. You wouldn't do that in real life.
It's in the book.
JT says, my pleasure, Jim. Thinking of ideas yesterday and adaptive techniques. There you go. Yeah, it's a good point, actually. He was. Oh, come on. JT says, Mikey having a daymare. No. Just reorging. GM says, Julian, thank you. Just got a screenshot. Some of the shaft's thickness threw me a bit trying to match the locations. Oh, Jesus Christ. Some of the shaft thicknesses threw me. Oh, don't start. Fucking about you idiot.
Paul Tanker says, werewolf. There, wolf. Sorry? There, wolf. Shout
I
out
used to
to
be a werewolf, but I'm all right now.
yeah, that's young Frankenstein.
Patrick Clark says he loves horror movies. I cannot stand them. I find them boring.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I do.
Titanic must be like your least favourite movie then.
I've never watched it.
Yeah. It's like scary things and a boat.
Well, precisely, you see. There you go.
He goes into cold sweat just at the look of the DVD box.
Well, I think I just about managed to get through Perfect Storm from behind the settee. Julian says, I suspect an adult version of Robin Hood would have a spoonerism of Friar Tuck. I'm sure.
Oh, I'd imagine so, yeah.
Robin Hood Men in Tights was a good film. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
Needed more boats.
Shut up, you. JT says having a daymare was the funniest part of Dracula, Dead and Loving It. I also love the Dance of Love. Was that Leslie Nielsen in Dracula, Dead and Loving It?
Yeah.
Julian says, Mikey, you're having trouble with your shaft thickness. Is that what she said, lol?
Ha 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 ha. Hilarious. Paul, what knockers? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, another one from Young Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein.
Paul, thanks. That one. Jim says, Gary Morris, my best mate has Trigger Airbrush. We'll take him up on his offer to give it a try and see if it makes a difference.
Oh, it makes a massive difference to me. Who's just shot the dog?
Sorry, there's a big dog a couple of houses down that has a low like that, and when my little white dog hears it, sometimes she barks back. It's a pain in the butt.
Zane says watching officers on deployment equals horror movie. Don't cut it, Captain Mannering. That is Neil Wilson. GM says, Mikey, what are you saying there, bro?
I don't know. I can't remember.
He's talking teenager again. JT says, Frau Blucher.
I'm going to watch that again.
We've got 26 people watching and only 19 likes. What's going on? What are we doing
Jordan
wrong?
says, hilarious. Indeed, I am, Mikey, and I'm here all week. Thankfully, it's Friday. My God, are we that far behind?
That's what I want.
No, we've obviously caught up.
Yes.
These little side pieces,
Mm-hmm.
they're for Tamiya, their fixing points are a bit, well, dodgy, shall we say?
Well, mine are PE, and I think they're going to be horrific when I get to them. Let's find out. I do like that that primer color, that rot brown you've got there.
Yeah, I really like it. Yes.
It's nice.
Vallejo.
Vallejo?
Surface Primer. Code 70.605. That's 70.605.
5.
Rot brown.
I think maybe my your version is ships. I have the same aversion to Vallejo primers, I think.
I've got the normal rot brown, the RAN 8012.
I'm on the version to
From
ships.
the AF from the AK's AFV series.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, AFE.
As well as the Olive Grun RAL 6003
Ah,
from the AFV series.
Call me old-fashioned. I always prime in black.
Well, I'll be priming in grey because then I'm going to put a layer of hull red over it for the red oxide primer.
mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do the dark yellow and the olive grun and the rot brown. Zane says 20th thumb up. Excellent. Joe, can't watch new horror stuff but love the old Universal Studio movies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
John says Madeline Kahn, laugh out loud. So was the late Gene Hackman. I have to admit, Terry Garr was a beautiful woman.
Yeah. No, she was. Madeline Kahn, yeah, I think she's great in Clue as well.
Kahn.
She's really good in Blazing Saddles.
Where's part 24? No,
I like the old Star Trek films.
not 24. 9.
Nice.
9.
Weren't overly complicated with storylines and things.
What, the reboots?
No, the old ones.
I liked the reboots, but I never watched the old school ones. So
Yeah.
you know,
I like the reboots as well. I've got all the old ones and the reboots on DVD.
yeah, they're all right. But I know enough about pop culture and stuff to know the whole yelling Khan thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you realise we're only an hour and 20 minutes into this?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to set the land speed record for getting all these wheels and struts done.
Strutting your stuff.
Yep.
yes.
Goodness stuff. Doopy-doo.
Where's my little file? There we are.
We're not seeing Ian Ellison in today, have we?
No, maybe he's out on his bike.
Quite possibly. Enjoying it whilst the last bit of half decent weather. The guy looks as if he should be playing the piano.
So, John Thompson asks, did we like the first movie they did for Star Trek? Now, that's one that was done by the guy who directed The Sound of Music. It's where they go off and find Vija, if you can remember that one. And it's visually stunning for the time. Terrible costuming. One of the actors was terrible. And I don't think she ever was asked to act in anything again. I did like it. I thought it was very colourful. And the first time I saw it, I had no idea what Vija was until the big reveal,
Voyager.
and I was blown away.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
So I do like it.
And are you talking about Persis Kambata as the actress that?
Yeah, the bald Indian chick. Yeah.
Persis Kambata. Never seen her in anything.
How do you remember that name?
Because as my wife quite frankly remembers, you can't remember what you did yesterday, but shit like that you remember.
Huh. Fair enough.
Skiffins is in.
Hey,
Hello, James.
He says, only an hour feels so much longer. Well, thank you, James.
Thank you for those few kind
Thanks,
words,
we think.
James.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time in the void.
Paul says, I was upset when I heard about Terry Garth. Very sad.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens to us all eventually. JT says, Lear died from cancer in real life.
Ilya.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the dude that played the Russian in the reboots.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
he
didn't
died.
No, he didn't die from cancer. He was crushed by his own car.
Oh, I thought it was an illness.
No, the one
no.
that played Chekhov, he was only 27, wasn't he?
He ran
He was
over
working
himself.
on his car, and the car rolled. The handbrake
Over-
failed on his car, and it rolled into and crushed him against the wall. Or something.
As we've established on this show before, Americans don't tend to use the emergency brake unless it's an emergency, because it's called an emergency brake when the rest of the world call it a handbrake and use it all the time.
Yeah. Part of the standard practice for driving. Because
Also,
you know,
leaving your car on while refueling is fairly common over there.
that's
but,
even
you
more
know,
stupid.
yeah. GM says, Mikey, would you
Yeah.
like a strange beast kit?
I
We have
one.
ones here with all sorts of shafts and holes, hold-back couplers, tie-down points, shackle mounts, and silencers.
Oh my God.
Sounds like a good night at the set of...
Good night in the
Shades
Blue
of
Oyster
Grey.
Club.
I have one, thank you.
Right. What,
You,
you get
you
a
could do
rubber
an
room?
office, you could do an office group builder strand beast, Gary.
Say again.
He could do an office group builder strand beast, couldn't he? 'Cause he's got a couple of them
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
team building exercise.
Introduce some of your staff to Strand Beasts.
Yeah. Julian says, strutting your stuff is one thing. Stuffing your strut, on the other hand, would probably end in a visit to A&E. Yeah.
We have our own parking space up there now.
Julian says, afternoon, James. Paul says, same here, Gary. John says, Persis Combator.
Bless you.
Yeah, it does sound like a type of bread, doesn't it? John says, pardon the butchering of the name. She died of cancer. There we go.
Right. Yeah.
Very
I
pretty
see.
woman.
Yeah, she would have looked nicer, I think, with hair.
Oh, she did.
But didn't they? They shaved it down for the film. But,
Yeah.
you know, shaved it down. I don't know about the rest of it, but, you know, what can I say?
Aussie Ian says, having experienced numerous Wisconsin winters, you soon understand why they leave the car running whilst refilling.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I did it accidentally the other day for the first time in my life. It scared the crap out of me when I realised.
What? Put fuel in?
Yeah, no. When I was coming back from Adelaide, I guess I was tired on one of those, one of the 9.5 hour legs.
Yeah.
And the car's slightly different, with the push button start and the, all of that. And I just kind of got out, and the engine kind of turns itself off when you come to a stop. I just got out of the car and went around, blah, 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 filled it up. And then as I was walking away, I was wondering why the car wasn't locking. I was like, oh, that's a bit odd. And I went back and I jumped in, and it's like, oh, hi, sup? Where have you been? And I'm like,
that happened to me the first time I drove one of the push button start, because I'm just an humble dwarf. It happened to be the CO of 77 Squadron's car, and so I borrowed it to go to my neurosurgeon to talk about the spinal fusion operation. And when I came back, I dropped the car off, dropped the keys inside, and they went out 4 hours later, and the thing just kicked into life as one of the orderly room chicks was walking past it. So I had to, why don't you know how to drive a car? I'm just thinking, I've never driven a push button thing. Oh, you're mentally incapable. I'm just like, you're a dickhead. Piss off.
Alrighty then.
And a big shout out to all the arseholes at 77 Squadron Royal Australian Air Force.
DM says, it's been proposed, Mikey. There are a few smart-ass staff up for a build, etc. Go for it, man.
Yeah, do it.
Good team building exercise.
Yeah.
It's a very good strange beast building exercise as well.
You could always take some photos whilst they're doing it. Use it to show that you're doing team building and stuff. JT says, Sir Ben Kingsley in Blade Runner was good too. Persis Combator was Indian. Sir Ben Kingsley too. There you go.
Was Ben Kingsley in Blade Runner?
I have no idea.
Was he the bloke that played the Mandarin in Iron Man 3?
That must have.
So you're now talking about.
How do you play a Mandarin?
What?
Well, yeah, because he played.
Mandarin's a language.
You know the baddie in Thunderbirds.
Oh, the Hood.
The Hood.
Yeah.
He played the Hood in the Thunderbirds film.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. I think Persis Combator would have looked better as the Hood. But anyway, Julian says he was in a lift with Walter Koenig at a Star Trek convention once, and he was looking at the buttons before it moved. I was so tempted to say, now would be a good time. Star Trek 4, The Journey Home quote,
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
That would be a good time. Walter Koenig is a good actor. He was great in Babylon 5.
Never watched that either.
John Thompson says Ben Kingsley played the replicant creator. Oh, did he? Did he? I'm going to have to go back and watch that again then.
We're on at the minute, or the channel's on, should I say, 664 subscribers, right?
Jeez, sorry.
Yes.
I really hope we get at least 3 subscribers in quick succession, because I don't want it to sit on 666 very long.
See, well, you've put your wishes out there now, so there's no shot that anything other than that's going to happen.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll unsubscribe to make it sit there.
Oh, I've already unsubscribed. It's not something I enjoy. I'd have to be turfed off the
JT
channel.
says, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Julian says, if I recall correctly, Sir Ben Kingsley insists on being addressed as Sir Ben.
Oh,
Sir
I would
Ben.
just call him Ben just to wind him up.
If he told me to address him as Sir Ben, I would just say, fuck off.
No, I don't think you would. Like, for you to have a conversation with Ben Kingsley, yeah.
Dude, I could stand next to Ben Kingsley and chance fuck off, because I have no idea who he is.
It's a guy who plays Gandhi.
I wouldn't care.
Oh, that's racist.
He's the guy who I think played the Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
And he was in Thunderbirds, the film.
Yeah, I still wouldn't care.
Like that, man.
I'm not like John. I don't fanboy over everyone.
Ah,
He was in Layer Cake as well, wasn't he?
was that a porn?
It's a gangster movie that.
Oh,
I'm
Russian
lame.
porn. Huh.
Yeah, I'm sure there were gangsters
Daniel
in it.
Craig
But
did before he became James Bond.
Stirred, not shaken.
I've met lords and things like that, and I was just like, they said, "Oh, I'm Lord Such." I went, "Okay," and then when I wanted them for something, I just go, "Excuse me," and they go, "It's Lord." Yeah, okay, excuse me, because I don't care about that shit. I don't
think
care
my-
that somebody gave them a title that they can use.
I think my old man knocked out a former treasurer of Australia.
Your uncle farted in front of one of the diplomats.
I
In
know.
his face.
I've farted in the face of the Governor General of Australia. Yes, accidentally, and all he knew.
He was chewing on it.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he's like, oh, it's got nuts in it. He said, no, he didn't. He didn't.
He just said name and rank.
Well,
Name
Angus
and previous rank.
Houston was sitting on the Herc bench behind him, and he looked a bit appalled. It must have reached him as well. Oh my god! When I went back down to the after I had to do a thing for the pilot, but when I went back down, my mate was saying, "Yeah, hey, what happened? What'd you do? What'd you do?" And no, nothing. I just didn't want to tell him.
When you just make something up. Oh yeah, H2S sometimes comes through these old pipes. It's
Oh my
all right.
God.
It's all right when you smell it. All right, it's when you stop smelling it. That's when H2S gets you.
Yeah. Because
That's when it's
the
already
Governor General at the
burnt.
time used to be ex-SAS, so straight back to Paddy Mayne again. It was, Sir Michael Jeffrey. Oh, sorry, I'd call him mate. No, I call him. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
John goes, "I'm sorry, my lord," and then bows as he scrapes his feet backwards,
Oh my God!
and then
Imagine
moves
dude,
up and drops
walking
his trousers.
backwards and missing the steps of the Herc and just
Yep.
falling off the flight station.
Yeah.
And then
John
farting.
just said, "You dirty bastard."
I can't believe you still fanboy over Waitrose, dude.
Well,
Waitrose is a good dude.
I don't think
Yeah.
I fanboy him per se. I mean, but
No,
I
it's not.
am. No, I am. I was about to say enamored, but it's probably a bit too much. But I'm delighted to have
Please
him
don't
call
tell
me
him that
his
you're
friend.
enamored with him. He may get
No.
an injunction.
No. So anyway, let's move on, shall we? Before oh no, there was movement. Oh, come on.
There's twitching going on. JT says, like calling Sting Gordy.
Oh yeah, he'd love that.
Julian says, Babylon 5 is fantastic nodge. I have all series and films and follow-up series Crusade.
Yeah,
Never
it's bloody
watched
good,
it.
eh? It's worth it. It's a good story arc.
Maybe I shall
Zane
have to
says,
try and
Layer
find
Cake was rather good.
Oh, I love that
Tasty
song.
as well. JT says, Sir Ben was also in one of the Asteroid End of the World movies. Julian says, Ben Kingsley's first big role was Gandhi in the movie Gandhi.
Amazing film. Love it.
Never watched it. JT says, Julian, great 4-hour movie.
And that's the reason why I've never watched it.
Yes. Do you know what? It took me years to be able to watch one Lord of the Rings film because I kept falling asleep halfway through.
I've never got through a Lord of the Rings film.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love them.
Or The Hobbit.
I had
I
the same
watched
allergic
Hobbit.
reaction
Zhivago.
to Solo.
When I was talking about that guy, the guy on Who Do You Think You Are last night, Gary, he was in The Hobbit. He was the one that played The Hobbit. Matt Steady or something? Steedy or whatever his name is. but he played the main character in The Hobbit.
Oh, right.
GM says, you would not want to refuel my Mustang with the engine running, the stub exhaust being only a few feet from the oil filter cap, wing tank caps, my car beeps like mad if I leave while the engine is running. Yeah. Same as mine. If you open the door, it starts beeping.
Christ, ours beeps every time you go to a different speed limit.
Zane says, we've got to be extras in the first Lord of the Rings movie, Fellowship. They used the army as extras, anyone who could ride horses.
All right.
There we go.
Cool.
Jim says, in reply to Mr. Kingsley's request to be addressed as Sir Ben, I would say, sod off, Sir Ben. Yeah. I would say, yes, madam. Or, fuck off. Or, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. JT says, Joe Turkle, not Kingsley, played Eldon Tyrrell in Blade Runner.
There you go.
See, I don't mind if, like, if it's someone you don't know but you know their surname and you address them as Mr. whatever or Mrs. whatever. That I quite like because that's quite polite. But I don't believe in the whole bloody hierarchy social thing.
Well, you shouldn't have joined the military then, hey?
Yes, spoken like a true military man.
The whole honours thing that I don't like. It just seems silly, especially when you consider that David Beckham got made a knight for doing something other than whinging every year that he wasn't being made a knight. Julie says, a friend told me a friend of his claimed he was in the SAS. I asked if he was cabin crew for the Swedish airline service.
Love it.
Julian says, very cool, Zane. John says, Turkle also played Lloyd in The Shining.
Oh, yeah.
Lloyd.
Lloyd. Hello,
Paul
Lloyd.
says, John, I did a 360 in the sale yard first time I drove a power steering. Tiff says, are you talking about Martin Freeman, Mikey? No.
That's what I was thinking. He was
yeah,
played
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, so he was he
Little
played
dude.
the Hobbit in The Hobbit.
Yeah, and he was in the Nativity as well.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yes, Dildo Baggins. That's the one. Zane says, SAS Saturdays and Sundays territorials. Yes. Zane says, Keir Starmer is Sir.
Yeah, we'll move on from that.
Yeah. I call him Keir Starling.
I call him a few other things. Most
People
of
in
which
the
I
UK
can't,
call him that now.
I can't repeat.
Ooh.
Yeah. A
Turns
lot
out
of
I've
people in the UK
just enough beer to think everyone wants to hear my political opinions. Buckle in.
Yeah, buckle in, saddle up.
Yes, that's for the after show party, I think. Jim says, bad hobbits are hard to break.
That's funny.
Tiff says, just a heads up, Zine. We have Politics Free Channel.
No, which John does forget.
No, we're not, but we're trying very, very hard to be.
Yeah. Zane says, haha, I'm stealing that one.
On account of our corporate overlords.
Yes. AT says, if I only knew someone by a nickname I address as such, calling Gary Morris, Shelfie, or Tiff as modders, I would ask if it was okay to call them such out of respect for them. Yeah. I just say oi. GM says, none of us were impressed by the SAS members. We had to fly out from Richmond, arrogant bastards. Yeah.
Some were, yeah.
I met a few of them when I was in Iraq, and they were all right.
Yeah, but it really depends on where you meet them and what circumstance. But
Yeah.
there was a thing that happened where they permanently injured one of our aircrew.
Yeah.
And he never flew again.
Yeah. Well, I was watching an interview with an American general, and he said one of the reasons that the SAS and like Delta Force or whatever struggle to get on is because the Americans are sort of, if you're in the special forces, you have to be special forces mindset 24/7. So you're always like trying to be the best and bravado and things like that. He said, but the SAS lads, when they go on exercise with them, they just prat around the whole time and just have a laugh and get pissed and things like that. But the minute they go on to, the minute they're going in and doing a work like doing a house clearance exercise, they're like experts and switched on and deadly serious. And the American Special Forces find it hard to be able to switch between those mindsets and understand how they can do it and still be so effective. But that's British squaddies in general, I think. We don't take much seriously until we're actually doing it for real. Apparently, they do stuff like they do house clearance training with the Americans, and they turn up with water pistols and things like that, but not say anything until the Americans are going through the house clearance bit, and then they just pop out from around the corner with a water pistol and fire it in the Americans' faces. But then when they were doing like the big final exercise, they did it all properly. Tips. Oh shit, John, you do this one.
Alrighty. Let me just say, the only SAS guy that I liked, I farted in his face. So anyway, Tiff said, "Call me whatever you want. It doesn't bother me."
JT says, Jim sounds like an 80s song. You're a hard hobbit to break. It does actually, doesn't it?
What about that song, that?
Zane says, change the first name to Lord.
Yeah.
Jim says, call me what you like, just don't call me late for dinner. Yeah. Go on, Timmy. You can do a good accent.
No, I can't.
Go on.
Wait, what's that? I'm sure it won't go. Not. I'm not sure what color to do a Smurfette's dress. I don't like the purple.
Purple.
Purple. JT says, Jim, surely you must be joking.
Don't call me Shirley.
Callum says, my favourite SAS moment was the SAS wore US flag patches, and when asked why, they replied they needed someone to blame. Yes.
Yeah.
Go on, Gary.
Tiff says, geez, my typing is bad today.
That sounded like Mr. Herbert. Julie says, I use nicknames as a term of affection. Sounds wrong. Friends, then, for people I know well. Yeah. GM says, one of the air movement girls dropped one guy after he smacked her bottom. It's very nearly caused an all-in brawl. Their boss was quick to step in, etc. Yeah. Behavior like that's just not cool. It belongs back in the bloody 50s and 60s. Julian says, laugh out loud, Columbus. Paul says, Mal has a HM customs officer spent time with the SAS in Kuwait just after the war. Yeah. Zane says, did a ton of work with the New Zealand SAS GP. The New Zealand military is rather small. I did 2 selections, 96 and 97, failed both, got asked back for a third. There we go.
Well, you're a better man than I, Gunga Din.
Tiff says, endearment might be a good term, Julian. JT says, Gary Morris, Barbara Billingsley, talking on jive, laugh out loud, restarted her career. That's what I heard.
Yeah, in airplane.
Right. Hopefully.
Also, you'll be pleased to know I looked it up, and Ben Kingsley did play. Sorry, Sir Ben did play the Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Ben Dover played the Mandarin.
Well done, Timmy. You got your point across.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, respect has to be earned. Shouldn't just be freely given just because some asshole with the crown decided to say, "Oh, I'm going to give you a special name. Yay! Look at my
Yes.
sausage fingers, knight with the big sword. Yay!"
What was it you said in
I always start
Robert?
at respect, and then it's in other people's court. So I start with respect, and then people can lose it.
Respect the rank, not the man.
Yes. Julian says, my favourite line in SAS Rogue Heroes was when one guy wanted to transfer from 2 SAS back to 1 SAS. He said, of 2 SAS, they use logic to make decisions. It's quite unnerving. Oh, shit. Tiff says, is that blood on your model, Notch?
No, it's actually the that whole red sort of colour, just a bit of a smear. But yeah, thanks for picking that.
Zane says, Sir Ben was an actor playing the role of the Mandarin.
There we go. There we go.
Wasn't he also the baddie in that Thunderbirds movie in the early 2000s? Yes.
The Hood.
The Hood.
HMS Hood.
David at the Valley says, when I was in Belize, as part of the pistol gun that could be called on at any time, the F-Troop guys were very friendly when we had to use the same accommodation on Salamanca camp. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I never went to Belize. I didn't like the idea of heat and humidity.
Oh, Belize.
Callum says, I met a former New Zealand SAS member whilst travelling to Venice in a hostel. Most chilled guy ever, but some gnarly training and selection stories. Yeah. Julian says, that's the word I was looking for and failing to find, Tiff. There you go. David of the Valleys says, the officer was nicknamed Urko, the gorilla. JT says, imagine a Mandarin playing a mandolin. Lol.
So I got an image of Donald Trump trying to play mandolin.
Okay. Paul says, Mal and another officer had to go over to make sure the SAS didn't nick tanks, rocket launchers, etc. Go on, John.
Oh, Tiff said, glad to be off service, Julian. Or Sir Julian.
Zane says, haha, every year we had an exercise called Salamanca. It was huge. That's what she said.
So the SAS in Australia were in the news, I think 2 days ago. One of them is being charged with murder for a war crime in Afghanistan where he killed somebody. And it's all on helmet cam and all that sort of stuff. And it looks like he just murdered this guy when he was no threat to him. So, good luck with that.
As it's an ongoing case, you can't discuss it.
Well, I'm not saying he's guilty or whatever, but I'm just saying, all of us were given the briefs about LOAS and what you can and can't do, and he clearly broke that because, fucking sass.
Yeah.
So I don't like him.
Anyway, Julie said, when the New Year or birthday honours list gets announced, I dislike people who get honours for doing their job, e.g. for services to banking. Yeah. I agree with people like people who set up charities and raise a load of money and stuff for charity.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, fair enough. But not a football. All right, David Beckham did stuff like he ran a couple of charities and things like that. But he basically got it because he whinged for years about it. Every time the honours list came out, he went to the papers and complained.
Oh. I'd like a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. JT says, Zane. Callum says, has the Aussie SAS been training with the Canadians? Geneva Conventions suggestions. Zane says, now the Peninsula War.
Huh.
Samurai Saber says, sorry, was that services to wanking? Okay. Zane's laughing. GM says, oh, yeah, I see what you mean. GM says, One of the jobs we all did was go looking for and rescue downed crew during the Gulf War. We upset the CO one night after returning with an irate F-16 pilot and 29 Iraqi troops with 2 troops trucks. Oh.
Oh,
There you
dear, oh dear.
Julian says, 100% agreed, Mikey. Charity work, yes. Just for doing your job, no. There we go. Samurai says, bankers, was that a typo? You sure it wasn't meant to be a W and not a B? And welcome to the chat, Samurai. I've not seen you in the chat before, I don't think. Callum says, also, Mikey, currently doing a test print for the Yamaha tadpole. Oh, for my Yamaha tadpole. A bit of a surprise for you. Ooh, thank you, buddy. I'm intrigued what that is. I didn't know you were doing that. Ooh, that'll be fun. Oh, Zane says, change the B in bankers to a W. Yeah. Or put W and then it's the picture of an anchor. There you go. I dropped my sanding stick. Yeah, he's going to be leaning out the hatch like that.
Where's my extra thin? Oh, there. Covered in plaster dust.
Yeah. JT says that tape sounds like waxing. Laugh out loud. Zane says no one uses Dremel. Yeah, but it just takes it down too quick on plastic.
All
right.
Isn't that you can adjust the RPM down to below 5,000 RPM.
See, mine just goes 1 to 30.
Yeah.
So I don't know how fast it, but it's just as easy. A lot of the time, it's just as easy to do with a file, a sanding stick, or whatever. I tend to use the Dremel for when I'm doing woodwork and things. For example, I made this. So it's the base for the ship that I'm doing. That.
Yep.
Don't start swearing.
Base for that. So I've just got to sand the edge of that, but I'll use the Dremel to sand the edges down and tidy it up. So then I can drill the holes for the wires to go through. Oh, took off. There we go. Right, JT says melts plastic. Yeah, it does if it goes too fast. Zane says more accurate without it. Yeah, pretty much. Will says, are there any good files for filing, or will any old file do?
Depends what you're filing.
Yeah. For big, really big bits that I'm trying to file off, I use like those cheap needle files that you can get. And then I use sanding sticks to take the last little bit off and clean it up properly.
Yeah, this is a little basic Tamiya set. So it's just got a flat, a half round, and a rat's tail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I've got a set of steel files. These are just from Bunnings, but I've had these given to me by a mate, actually. My first sergeant, in fact. So I use these for photo etch, for cleaning that up. They're really good for... I've used them on wooden ships as well. The main ones that I really like are the... it's hard to read, but the Infini sanding sticks. You get a set of those in different grades, and they are wonderful. Yeah, really, really good. But right now, I'm using a nail file from, dollar pound store or whatever you want to call it.
There you go. Let's let Mr. Morris get word in.
It's exactly what I was about to say. You can buy these for modelling, and then buy exactly the same thing for nail files in a chemist for a fraction of the price. You put the word model in front of it, and it bumps the price up.
Yeah.
But the deal is, if it doesn't do what you want it to, buy another one. Don't be loyal to a brand. But Infini sanding sticks really are the bomb, I think.
I've got ultimate ones.
Yeah.
They're really
To
good.
be honest, the best ones I've ever had, you can't get anymore because he doesn't make them anymore. With the old Flory models.
Yeah,
There
they
you
were
go.
never available here. But yeah, I
No.
picked up these skinny sanding sticks in Telford because
Yeah.
they had no flory ones.
No, he doesn't
got-
make them anymore.
The
No, I
ultimate
asked
one.
him, and he said, "No, sir."
I got the ultimate ones: 180, 1200, and 3000. Well, 3000 to 12,000.
Well, they're
It's the other thing you
expensive.
can use quite effectively, which I do quite a lot, is the old display reciprocal sander.
Yeah,
I
I was looking
have-
at it last night.
Yeah, so one of the guys in the model meeting last weekend was telling me that that's the best purchase he's ever made.
I would agree. Comes with interchangeable heads and 2 packs of sticky backed sanding doofers, to use the technical term.
Doofers.
Yeah, it's
Wonderful.
very good. Very good.
All right, so I've got the last 2 pieces to go on my my rear fascia. So I've got 2 U-bolts to go underneath, and that's me done for this sesh. So you can't see, but it's got a couple of 4 or 5 bits of PE replacing the kit parts. Very small.
Yeah.
June says, if I recall correctly, the only honour recently revoked was a knighthood given by the chairman of the bank for services to banking, whose bank then collapsed.
Well,
JT says, Mikey, don't pay the fireman, don't even fix a price. GM
there's a
says,
guy
cheers,
by the name
guys.
of Rolf whose honour was revoked as well.
GM says, cheers, guys. I'll be heading to Oz, then New Zealand, so catch you later. Later, dude.
Oh, wonderful.
See, man.
Try to catch up.
See you later, Gary.
Go on, Gary.
Julian says, can you vary the speed of a Dremel? Might not build up so much heat and plastic. You can get variable speed ones, but some of them don't go down low enough. You have to shop around. This one I use is a mini grinder. It doesn't even have a. In fact, it needs recharging. It doesn't even have a variable control on it. But I get on all right with that one. But we had one at our face-to-face group the other day. We plugged it in, turned it on, got a bit of sprue, and it just melted it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again.
You can change direction and you can slow it right down as well.
And it's probably a damn sight cheaper than the Dremel.
Yeah, about 15. I think it's about 15 quid. But Penny sent it for me for Christmas.
Yeah, I use a Ryobi one, which has the speed control down there. But on the lowest speed, it's just slow enough to not melt plastic. But yeah, you're still going to be careful on it. But I only use it for, like, if I'm drilling a hole in a model's foot or something, to put a toothpick in so that I can hold the model while I'm painting.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, that's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing that Penny bought you or gifted you. Is that right, Mikey?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I got all the wheels and stuff together and ready for priming and painting, and all the struts are good to go. So I'll do all that boring priming stuff off camera, and then I should be probably right to start slinging a bit of paint next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm in terms of the YAG, I'm ready to start spraying as soon as I get the stuff.
What the hell was that?
For the rest of the day, I'll probably be making the figures up.
All right.
Zane says, best pair of clippers I ever bought was from Bunnings and used them on my fingernails as well.
That'll do. Yeah. Whatever works for you, do that. But yeah, there's some really good tanning sticks out there. If you don't like the ones you got, try something else.
Yeah. Bigfoot says twigs. David says, also in training, my troop sergeant wore the SAS wings well down to earth, with though would never discuss his time in the regiment. Yeah. JT says, had a sanding stick in my drafting tools. You could peel off the layers of sandpaper. Was for the points of my drafting compasses. Joe says, good chat today, all. You all doing anything on your channels that we can keep an eye out for? Chairfuss Hobbies or Scale Modelling Twins or Timmy?
I am in the early stages of working on a new video for Friends of Models for Heroes. I'll probably upload it to Chairfuss Hobbies as well.
Yeah.
I would have progressed the HMS Victory, a wooden ship kit, but I've had other stuff going on in the home that has precluded that, so I'll get back into that next week.
Yeah.
And I don't have a channel, but I just pop up sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
My computer can't handle the new editing softwares, so I can't do videos anymore until I can find some way of editing them. Paul says, cheers, thanks once more. See you next time.
Cheers, Paul.
Josh says, I should get going. Hope you liked my Chris de Berg reference about the ferryman. Have a great weekend, guys. ADHD beast needs to go away. Lol.
Yeah.
And Julian says, that reminds me, I have lollipop sticks and sheets of sandpaper to make my own sanding sticks. Excellent.
Well done.
Okay.
Final reference to the SAS before we go. The pilot that took me supersonic in a Hornet had an SAS patch because being a fighter pilot wasn't manly enough for him. He went off and did the SAS training and qualified and then went back to being a pilot. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Anyway, that's 2 hours up. So we will be back on Monday, 12 till 2 with the panel show. Mr. Morris won't be here because he's off gallivanting in the woods, semi-naked. Yeah, I think...
No, my dad's coming to see me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You're dancing around the house with your dad then?
Yeah. Wonderful. We got some stuff done. So, yeah, Jagdpanther. Come back next week and you'll see more stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kurval for now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See you next Monday, 12 till 2. Cool bar for now.